Cause the Louis Vuitton dynamite. Cause she'll do anything for a Klondike. And I'll do anything for a touch it, bang it, bang it, strong it, bang it. Now that don't kill me. Can only make me stronger. Who said it? In the comment section. What's up? Guess who is Badak? You're still smelling all on me clothes. Screw. It's me. It's I. So, this is gonna be a different type of video, not reaction. It's more of just a retrospect and a looking back of sorts. So let me actually angle this different because I don't really need that space over there. Yeah. So, first of all, shout out to you guys once again for just being the best fan base ever. The mighty. Let me get this sign. SFJ Nation, I love you guys so much. You read the title, man. I'm Not Dax has hit 1 million views. Yes. 1M. Now, I decided to make this video because that's my first video, solo video that's hit 1 million views. This is a big moment for me. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time. And I also wanted to document it and kind of just talk about, you know, I'm Not Dax, the song, the story. Because if you ask me, if you ask a lot of people, that song kind of changed the face of, you know, this side of the YouTube music scene. Look. I have hundreds of thousands of more subscribers than I did when I dropped it, so I kind of retell the story real quick. So, by the way, me and Dax are cool now, which is also another thing that I find super hilarious whenever I react to Dax, and there'll be people in the comments like, you're just hating on Dax. Let me just tell you something. Dax has seen every reaction I've done to him since the diss, and like since we've been cool, which has been months and months and months, and he's actually thanked me for everyone. So that's just a heads up thing. Me and Dax has, you know, gotten cool, or you know, we not beefing, not at all anymore. A lot of it has to do with tech. A lot of it has to do with the fact that we're both Nigerian. A lot of it has to do with I don't want to give the energy to that, and a lot of it has to do with how things turned out. So the story goes, there's no edits to this either. I might throw in little clips of I'm Not Dax or whatever.
It's Screw face in the place and I'm about to handle you. Heard that you a hooper, well these shots about to damage you. But this ain't no suicide drill to check your stamina. I'm ill, this suicide for real for any challenge.
But I'm gonna just tell the story. The story goes, when I was coming up on YouTube, I'm still coming up, but when I was super coming up and nobody knew who I was, I think this was before Four Horsemen. It was around the same time though, like when it was being created, because it was around the time that Dax was getting a lot of features from people, and I paid Dax a lot for a feature, which was Dream Chasers, right? And once I got the song back, the verse kind of felt like a little lackluster, like he wasn't really trying that hard, but I wasn't bugging that much. But two, the bigger issue came when, you know, he didn't help push the audio of the song at all. He didn't even mention it or do anything, and I was confused a little bit. Now I know how the game works, because before I did YouTube, I was on the more industry side, I guess. I don't know, I wasn't signed, but I did shows with Kendrick, Jeezy, type stuff like that. So anyway, I kind of knew how it worked. And I was like, yo, you're not pushing the audio, this, that, and the third. And he goes, it's because I don't push audios.
Now low-key, it's looking like Eminem versus cannabis. The Shady's going crazy on the janitor from Canada. Just manning you, my niggas will hammer you. Ain't no man in you, like how you managed to hold the microphone with a manicure.
You know, I push, you know, videos and stuff. And at the time I was okay, makes sense. So I paid even more for a video. And at this point, we don't gotta go into the numbers. That's been fact. You can go find out how much it was. Paid a lot, especially at that time. Not only did I pay for the video, but I flew out. I flew a director, I flew my homie out, got hotels, paid for all of that, right? Once the video was done, he didn't push it. And that's when I kind of just snapped, finally, you know? And then I dropped I'm Not Dax. And I kind of go through that at the time. So, you know, my biggest issue was he was kind of going out his way to, I felt like, to try to not acknowledge the song. And it'd be one thing, because that's happened to me plenty of times, but it'd be different because I specifically asked for something and didn't get it really.
Nigga, let's talk about that 4 horsemen shit. How you did a verse, heard ours and re-recorded your shit. Cause you laid your verse first, but it was whack as a bitch. Then on your second attempt, you try to throw out a diss.
So Bang Bang got happened, me and Dax got into this whole thing. And you know, YouTube is hot at the moment. Everybody reacting to it. And I'm talking about everybody. We talking about everybody from the littlest YouTubers to the J Blacks to the people who have nothing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like type stuff. Boom, 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 boom. That happens. Then the whole Dax and Tory Lanez thing, because I'll tell y'all the backstory too, like why I stopped kind of having Anna for Dax. Because at the time, when I felt like Dax stole money from me and didn't reciprocate, I was on site when I see you, whatever.
3 niggas in a goat, please get off of that shit. It was 3 niggas spitting and 1 nigga rapping about his dick. And the reason you ain't pushing sounding like a funny story, cause you ain't agree with it but still took the money for it.
Type stuff. But then the whole Tory Lanez situation happened, and you know, we ain't gotta go too much into that, but it happened. And then I was kind of, you know, felt like, you know, something happened, so whatever. I'm not too buggy on it. And then I was cool with leaving it there, but then Dax came back with the second round with the whole Dax knows thing, and did the whole Scru, the fame I do not chase, them in the crib. Did that whole thing. So then I did another diss to him for firing back, so I responded. Now, there was a whole second wave of disses to Dax. And I started noticing even after I'm Not Dax, how it started becoming just like cool to not like Dax. People who had no reason to not like Dax besides like what they heard were starting to take on personal things to make it their own video. Really, they're just doing it because it's a super spicy, super hot SEO, and people doing it because it was getting views, right?
With my bees in the trap, you catching a honey for it. That's a drum bitch, dumb bitch, leave him in the dirt. That's basically how this dude sounds on every single verse, peep.
And I noticed that, I found it really corny because I feel like it watered down how I felt and what happened to me, because it was genuine, it was honest, you know what I mean? And I was also not new to YouTube, I knew how it worked, but new to being the size I was. So the second round came around, and the people who made the disses, who were dissed, did the response, but then a bunch of other people started making disses, and it just got super corny. It went from something where it was like a battle, or, you know, mine was some real life stuff, right? To some, okay, this is the new prank, this is the new hot thing to react, this is the new thing, and I was like, okay, this is corny.
It's Dax, I was a motherfucking janitor, and I don't know the shit cause I was a motherfucking janitor, and you don't even get it, I was a motherfucking janitor, and did I mention I was a motherfucking janitor?
And I started feeling a type way where I was like, yeah, I feel like in a way people are trying to pit people. I'll put it like this: people were going at Dax for things that I felt like they're letting other people get away with, and I just didn't find it cool anymore. So I was done with it after that. You know, I troll Dax every now and then, just because I still felt kind of aggy about the money. But then I went to Strange Fest, and Dax was performing at Strange Fest. That was when Tech9 invited me to Strange Fest. And that was like the first time I had seen him in person in a long time, and it was fun. It was funny, you know. But after that, you know, Tech was working with both of us, so Tech me and Tech have had multiple conversations about it. He talked to Dax about it. Dax came and talked to me about it. And we squashed it after that because I was already, it wasn't just because of Tech, I was already ready to be done with that.
I hope the community you forsaken now breaks you. Most reactors think your verse is whack, they're just afraid to say truth, cause being fake like you just made do things for their career.
And that's kind of how I felt about the whole situation, and you know, the way that it was put made sense to me too. So I guess that's just a retrospective looking back. Other than after I'm not Dax, you know, I've always had like a, you know, it's like a jokey relationship that I'm gonna have with Dax probably forever because how our relationship started. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always probably gonna roast him a little bit extra, but I roast all the people I kick it with. So it's not that I'm gonna be kicking it with him or nothing like that, but I don't have any problem with that or nothing like that.
But if they really hear the shit you really say, you really wouldn't be here. You'd be somewhere in Canada, cocky as fuck. How you the janitor, but I'm the one that's mopping you up.
I would definitely extra roast him, yeah, facts. But million views later, man, and I honestly want to thank Dax because if he would have shared that video and like pushed it, I don't think I would have been gone as far as with me just responding to the situation. So it kind of helped me. Maybe it was the universe being like, nah, this is the better way to do it. Turning a negative into a positive, you know what I mean? And so it helped me. I'm not one of those dudes that pretend like, a lot of people, that's where they heard from me 4 Horsemen, or they first heard me at 4 Horsemen, or heard of me, I'm not Dax. So, you know, shout out to Dax, man. I appreciate what you do on YouTube. I'm always gonna be joking. That's just the kind of person I am. I appreciate how you are a good sport to all that stuff. What else? Shout out to the SFJ Nation. Thank you guys for 1M. That's crazy. Here's to the next million. My next closest video is Illy Mode. Almost 600,000 views. So I'm gonna start pushing that extra harder. And I think it's time for me to take down I'm Not Dax off my pinned videos and switch it to Illy Mode. So thank you guys for everything. Shout out to everybody who had anything to do with this, and all those people who just started, you know, dissing Dax because it was cool. Y'all still corny forever. Did I mention I was a janitor? We out. Lay out.